Okay, so we were discussing about this string methods. Okay, I listed out mostly all of the methods. Okay, as a beginner you don't need to learn all these methods, but still I listed out all the methods, mostly all the methods, because see, now you are a beginner, but after some time you want to learn it, right? So at that time you can refer these notes for. So by keeping this thing in mind, I try to put all the concepts, all the things in these notes. Okay, you can try it by yourself. Just try it by tomorrow. I'm giving the time. Just try it. If you guys are having any doubt, we will discuss it. Okay, now so in our previous class we learned about the string, and we learn about some like basic methods and properties of string. Like using, there is length property is there. Using this length property we can know the how many characters are there. It will include the white spaces, that is empty spaces also it will count. And then we learn about the uppercase, lowercase, right? And then we learn about that how can we access a particular character by using its index number. Okay, then we learn about this includes also. Just try to do this by yourself. If you are guys having any doubt, we will see it. You can use this trim also. Okay, why we use this trim? To remove the empty spaces. For that scenario we use this trim. Okay, then we have search also. Like you can search any particular word if this word contains or not. Yeah, just try to do it by yourself. This is just a advanced concept. We can skip this, but still I am giving some kind of idea what is regular expression means. You are giving some, like you are using this regular expression for validation purpose. Like if this user entering the proper format of email or not. I know we can do this validation using that input type equals to email also, but that is not properly exactly correct. Like in some input fields they give some validation, like enter a password. A password must contain one uppercase, one lowercase. It must contain some special character. It must contain some numbers also, right? They give this kind of validation, right? How they give this kind of validation? They use this regular expressions. Okay, there are some like keywords. You can try it on like Google. You can ask it will give you the proper validation format as per your choice. Like you can ask give regex for password which contains one uppercase, one lowercase alphabet, and it must be 8 characters. Okay, you can't do this normal things using that input type equals to password, right? You can't do this. This is a proper validation we are giving. We are restricting the user to give the password in this way only. So in that scenario you must have to use this regular expression. Okay, we are in short form we call this as regex. Okay, regular expression. Then just click on it. Okay, you which language also you can give it here. In all languages the regular expression is almost same. Still we are giving in Javascript. Okay, you can use ChatGPT also, right? Yeah, it is not giving properly here. Let's go to the ChatGPT better. So why we can't remember, there it contains multiple symbols. Okay, this is just a like little bit advanced concept, but still I'm giving some kind of idea so that you can explore it. So this is a regular expression which contains 8 characters, which contains at least one lowercase. So that is why it is giving A to Z in lowercase. Then I said one character which contains uppercase. So that is why it is giving A to Z in capital letters. Here it is giving some length, right? We can't properly understand it. It is like regular expression in somewhat coding, like symbols they use it. And how many characters you want? 8 characters. That is why it is using it. So you can use this symbol, like use this validation inside your JavaScript. So you just have to try it like this. Here we have one example. Okay, you can give this inside pattern. Let me show you. Okay, this is my pattern. Okay, so suppose whatever the password entered by user, you can store this in different variable. So this is your pattern which you want to match it with your whatever the you enter the pattern. So here also I'm taking one variable const user password, user entered password also you can see, user password. Okay, so let me keep this as 123. I'm giving this in string 12345, some random numbers, random alphabets. Now I want to check it, this password, this is correct or not. As per the pattern, what like validation I give the validation as it must contains lowercase, uppercase, and it must be in the range of 8 characters. So it is not proper. So I want to show it, right? So for that you can use this method. Okay, console.log, this one. It will give true or false also. Let me show you this test first. Okay, so pattern, this is your variable name, test pattern, and I want to test this with user password variable. Now let me try to run this code. Okay, why we use cd? Cd full form is change directory. We use this cd command to move to our different folders. Now I'm running this code. Yeah, it is outside, right? So let me move this to outside. See, it is giving me false. Why it is giving me the false? Because I give the condition like this. It must contains one uppercase also. So here I am giving uppercase alphabet. Okay, I give one more condition here. Let's see this. Still it is giving me false. I give one condition, that is it contains 8 characters also, right? So let me try to give it here like this. A, capital A, 1 2 3 4 5. Okay, let's give 6. Yeah, now it is showing me the true. So this is how you can do the validation. Okay, like in form you can do the validation by giving the validation like a user must enter the password in a proper format. Like in emails also you can do this kind of validations. Okay, or some kind of string also, like here we have one more example. See, this contains one kind of string, where it is, yeah, here. See, this string contains email, right? So you can check it, this text contains one kind of email or not. Okay, we use test method. Why we use this dot test? It will give true or false. If this is a correct or not, it will return it like this. If it is matched, then it will give you true, or else it will give you false. If you use this match keyword, let me show you here. Instead of using this test, I am using match. Running this code. Okay, yeah, it is not there. I'm just closing it. Text dot match. Yeah, it is correct, right? Pattern dot match. It is correct. Why? I think there is some like spelling mistakes is there. Okay, you can check it by yourself, but you can like understand by test also. If this pattern and the user input thing is matched, it will give you true, or else it will give you false. Let me remove this person. Okay, so anyone having any doubt in this validation? So we use this test method for getting true false. If it is correctly matched, it will give you true, or else it will give you false. We must have to give the correct pattern. We can't remember this kind of pattern, right? Even we can't type this dot, all these symbols. You can use AI for it. Like whatever the validation you want, you can just put that message in ChatGPT or any other AI tool. It will give you the correct validation format, correct regular expression. Okay, any doubt here?
मैम आई थिंक वो जो मैच वाला आपने लिखा ना उस पे सिंटैक्स एरर है. पहले यूजर पासवर्ड आएगा, फिर डॉट मैच पैटर्न उसके पैरेंथेसिस के अंदर है.
Here, okay, let me try it. User password, yeah, here I'm giving match pattern, right? Let me try this. Yeah, it is working fine. Okay, yes, it is working fine. So as Krish resolves this issue, so here we are giving this user password. Let me try this with test also. Let's see if it is working fine or not. Yeah, it is giving error. So just understand it. When you are using this test, you must have to give the pattern before, and when you are using the match, you have to give your variable name first, then you have to give this test, and whatever the pattern you are giving, you have to give inside this brackets. Okay, so you can give any kind of pattern. This kind of patterns are really useful, right? You guys saw in many websites they use this kind of patterns to do validations. Okay, anyone want to ask me anything?
No, ma'am. This is for receiving the password in specific format from the user, isn't it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, not only password, you can give this kind of validation with different things also. Like for email also you can give. Okay.
Okay.
Now comes to what is object. Okay, just try to like try to try this methods by yourself. Okay, this string methods by yourself. If you guys are having any doubt, we will try it. Okay. Then now comes to what is objects in JavaScript. Object is like you guys know class and object, but here in JavaScript object is like a which contains a key value pair. Okay, so you can give any kind of data in a key value pair. Like in array we just give directly the elements. Here I am creating one object. Let's try it. Let car, or better I am taking let person. So now I'm going to create a object, and my object name is person. So to create object, you must have to give this curly brackets. Inside it, you can give all the details of a person. You can give its name. So this is your key. Okay, this is your key, and whatever the value, whatever the thing you are giving inside this name, this is your value. Okay. So I suppose if I am giving age, so now I am giving 18. Okay, you must have to give this colons. Okay, let's see what is the syntax error. So now you can give some different more details also, right? You can give address also. We will discuss this nesting object later. First we will see what is the id also we can give. Like suppose here I am giving any id number 123 I am giving. Okay, so this is an object which contains multiple details. This is your key and this is your value. Okay, this is also your key, this is your value. So you can console this object also. Let me see the syntax first properly. What is the syntax? Yeah, you just have to give the comma here. Instead of giving this, you just have to give comma.
Why it is called pair, ma'am? The key and the value is called pair here.
Yeah, it is a pair.
Okay.
Okay, a object contains a pair of key value. Okay, now you want to suppose you want to access this name. So how can we access? You just have to use this. Okay, consoling it, and inside it you must have to call this object. Its object name is person. Now inside this object I want to get the value of this age. So to access it we learn about this. We use this dot operator. Okay, see, it is only showing me whatever the things this object contains. This object contains age, id, name. So I want to console this name. So let me run this code here. So it is showing me all this. Okay, like suppose if you want to access this id, you can access it. Okay, so this is a method, like we are using this dot operator to access a property or method from your object. For that purpose we use this dot operator. We already use this dot operator, like from console dot log. So this is your object, this is your predefined object. We are not defining it, it is already developed. So from this object we are targeting this log. Okay, so inside it we are calling it. So now we are creating our own object, that is your person. The name of my object is person. It contains multiple properties. Okay, we call this key value pair as property. Okay, this is your property and this is your value. This complete thing is your property. Okay, so it contains methods also. What is methods? Like a function. A object contains properties and methods. Properties is like a just normal variables, how we declare variable. This name is your one variable, right? So this is your variable. So the complete thing we are calling this as a property, and we can give functions also inside it. So to those function we are calling this as method. We are just changing the names. You don't need to be confused why we are calling this as methods. The function which is inside your object we call this as methods. A variable which is inside your object we call this as property. Okay, so we have some more methods, predefined methods. Using it you can access the properties, or we can directly access the keys and values also. There is, see, to access any property, first way is dot. We just try it, and you can access any value by using this square brackets also. So let me see this one. So you just have to give this square brackets. Let me show the syntax. Okay, inside it you have to give the key, whatever your key inside the single quotes. So I am giving age here. Let me try to run it. It is giving some kind of error. Let me try.
There's no dot between them.
Yeah. Okay, so we can access the properties of your object. We have two methods. First one is dot method. Like this we can do. Like this we can do, or we can use square brackets. When you are using the square bracket you don't have to use this dot operator. Okay, and we have some more properties. First way you can create an object by using this const, and you can give the variable name, and inside it you can define multiple properties here. And there are some more ways to create a, this way we call this as a object literal way. The way you are creating your object, this is we call this as object literal way. We have some more methods, like we can use some other way also. You can use classes also. We use class also to create a object. Okay, we will learn about how to create an object using class also after coming these basic properties. Okay, after it we will learn about it. So first let's see the properties and methods of object. Properties hold data while methods are function stored inside your object. So here just see, we are just creating one object. The name of my object is calculator. Inside it I am creating one function. Just see it. This is the name of my function, and inside it I am creating one function. Okay, let me show you this one. let calculator. Okay, inside it I'm creating one property, that is value, giving some initial value as 0. Now I want to create one function. We know what the function which is inside your object, we call this as method. So add, this is my function name. So inside it I am creating one function. We know how to create a function, we just have to use the keyword of your function. So after it I am just using this square like brackets, this curly brackets, then you can like you want to update, like do the calculation. So for that purpose you can use this dot value. What this will do, it will access this value. Okay, what this will do, you can't directly give value plus num, you must have to use this keyword also. What this keyword will do, it will access whatever the value your object contains. Let me take it from here. Okay, I will show you without this keyword how it will work. So just see it, inside this I am giving some parameter also, like I am giving num. So now I want to call this function. So just to call this function you can use console.log, and I want to call a function which is inside your calculator. So I am using this calculator object name dot, the function name here is add, dot add, and here I am passing the parameter, I am passing the argument. Suppose I am giving 5 here. Let me try to run this code. Yeah, it is working fine. So suppose it is adding, right? So let me give the initial value as 5. I will try to understand and you the logic also. Let's just see the output. See how it is working. See here I am calling the function which is inside your like calculator object. So that is why I am taking this calculator dot add, and then I am giving this argument. So how I am creating this? First of all, till here it is understandable, right? So just I take one name of my function, that is add. Normally how we create a function, by just taking the function keyword, inside it I give some parameter, then I'm using this curly brackets. So why we are using this keyword, you are try to access the property of your object, so it will access this property. If you are not using this keyword, let's see how what error it will give you. Directly you are using without this keyword, it is giving some kind of error. Why? Because value is undefined. This function don't know about what is value, right? So it is not understandable to this function. So that is why we are giving this keyword. When we use this keyword, it will understand it is referring to the value, this variable which is inside this calculator object. Okay, then we are adding, we already know about this assignment operator, right? It will take it like this, value plus number, it will take it like this. So here initially my value is 5, 5 plus whatever the argument I am giving. Here I am the argument I am giving is 5, so it will be added. So then I am returning it. Okay, so it is returning 10 here. So that is why when I console it, it is showing you the 10. So let me increase this value, just try to understand it clearly. So now just see this, when I give the value 10, okay, so here it will take the value as 10 here, and the argument I am giving here is 5, so it will show you a 15. Okay, any doubt in this, why we use this keyword and how we are creating a method inside our object? Any doubt, anyone?
No, ma'am.
Okay, okay, just here also we create one more method. One more method, the name of my method is subtract. Okay, here also we must have to keep the name. Yeah, Yes, you can give multiple functions or like multiple methods and multiple properties inside a object. It is not like there is no limitation. You can give multiple methods inside one function. Okay, as I told you that this keyword refers to the object itself. Allowing the method to interact with the object's property. So that is why we use this keyword. And now let's see how can we modify the object. Means you can change the properties, like as I told you, object is a reference data type, like non-primitive data type, right? Means non-primitive means we can change the value of any object, like in case of primitive data type you can't change any value, but in the case of non-primitive you can change it. Like suppose instead I want to change the value of like let me remove this object. I will show you with some any other object. Let person only I am taking. Here I am giving name as Fatima. Okay, and age here I am giving 23. Okay, now I want to change change this one, this name I want to change it. So for that purpose you can use this person dot name, and you can give some different value. Now I'm giving something else. I'm giving Harish. Okay, now let me try to console this person object. See, now here the value is getting changed. Right now here it is showing me the Harish. Okay, suppose before changing it, now I am consoling the object here. Person. See, in first it is showing me Fatima. In second console it is showing me the Harish. Means the JavaScript code will run line by line. Right? It moves like this from top to bottom. So it comes first here. Till here the person object is not changed. So that is why it is showing the previous value. Now in the next line I change the name. So that is why it is showing me the changed value. So just try to understand how, in which way JavaScript try to runs your code. It will run your code in a top to bottom way. So you can change different values also, like you can give different age here, person dot age, person dot age, here I am giving 19. Okay, okay, it is getting changed. You can see it clearly, right? So suppose if this it is not containing this one. Yeah, let me see. Okay, we are just changing. Okay, we can add some properties also. Let me show you here, right? Just add some person dot education. Okay, here I am giving masters. Let me console it now. See, here it is adding this education also. It means what? If this object contains this variable, this property, it will update it. If it is not containing this property, this variable, it will add it. Okay, like here in this scenario we already have name, so it is just updating its value. But in this scenario we don't have education variable, education key, right? So that is why it is adding this variable inside this object. So this is how you can add or you can update some property inside your object. Okay, we can do some more things. Let's see it. Okay, yes. Okay, you can delete any property also, like you want to delete some particular property, so you just have to use this delete keyword. Let me show you. Suppose here from here I am deleting delete person dot, I want to delete this name from here. Okay, let me run this code. Okay, before without adding anything, let me remove it. Let's see the syntax properly first. Okay, delete. Yeah, it is correct only. Delete. I am removing age now. Person dot age. Okay. Now I'm running this code. See, the age is getting removed. How it is getting removed? We just use this delete property. What delete is doing? It is removing whatever the property you are giving. Okay, if you are giving like a person dot name, it will remove name also from this object. Okay, so you just have to use this delete keyword to remove any property from your object. And now let's see what is nested object. First see this one. Check if property exists or not. Okay, name in object. If it is true, if name contains inside this object, it will give you true, or else it will give you false. You can use has own property also. These are the two ways. Let me show you this first one. Let me show you here. Name. Yeah, we have to give in quotes. Name in person. Let's see the syntax is correct or not. Yeah, it is false. Why it is showing me the false? Because here I just removed the name, right? So that is why it is showing me the false. Suppose if I am giving this, I am just removing this one, and here I am giving this, it is showing true. Why? Because name is inside this object. So using this we can check if this object contains this name variable, name property or not. If it is contains, it will give you true, or else it will give you false. You just have to use this in property, name in person. Suppose if I am using different one, address, it is giving me the false. Why? Because address is not there inside this object. So that is why it is showing me the false here. Okay, now let's see what is nested object. Nested object means you are giving one object inside another object. We learn about nested looping, we learn about nested if else, right? So you can give nested objects also. This is your one object. Inside it you can give one more object, and inside object you can give array also. See, here we are giving arrays also. Let me copy it from here. Okay, I am giving the nested object here. Let's see, I just create a one object, that is company. Inside it I give the name, and this is your nested object, right? Inside it I give one more object, that is address. Just we have to create it in the same way only how you create a variable, but you have to give the curly brackets also. So inside it I am giving its properties. Then I am giving employee. This is your array. So we are using this square brackets. So inside it we can give multiple objects also. Inside array it can contains multiple objects, or object also can contains multiple arrays. Okay, now I want to suppose console.log. Now I want to get the access of this zip code. Okay, how where this zip code is located? This is inside your company. Inside company it is inside your address also. So you have to give it like this: company dot address dot zip code. Okay, let me show you. Yeah, it is showing me the perfectly. This is your nested object. You must have to give it proper path you have to give. Okay, suppose if I am trying to access any property which is not there inside it. Suppose I am trying to access street here. Okay, street is there. Yeah, street is there. Let me take some different country. Okay. Okay, it is showing me the undefined, right? It will sometimes it gives some error also. We will learn about that optional chaining also. Okay, just for now, just try to understand how can we access the nested object's property. You just have to give the proper path. First object name is company. Inside it we are trying to access the address, so address also you have to give it. Then inside address you want to access the zip code, so that is why we are giving company dot address dot zip. Okay, that is how it is showing. If you are not giving the correct path, it will give you undefined or some different kind of error. Let me give some different name here, then at that time I think it will give you error. Let me give like country. Okay, see, country object is not here, right? Inside country I'm trying to get the zip code. Now it will give you some kind of error, I think. Okay, now it will give you error. Why? Because country object is not inside this company object, so that is why it is giving this error. So sometimes you don't know this object contains this property, this object or not. So at that scenario you use what? Optional chaining. You use this like this symbol. Okay, now try it. It will like using it you will not get this kind of error. Now it will just show you this undefined. Why we use this like question mark symbol? This is your like optional chaining. We call this as optional chaining. When you don't know if this object contains this object or not, you are asking. Okay, if it is not contains, it will directly give you this kind of error. To overcome this issue we use this question mark symbol. This is your optional chaining. We call this as optional chaining. Okay, in later classes also we will learn about optional chaining, but for now just try to understand how can we access the object which is inside one more object. Okay, yeah, you can access this array also. Let me show you here. Company dot employees. Okay, let's see this one. Okay, so this is the way you can access multiple nested objects. Anyone having any doubt till now?
No, ma'am. When we have assignment, I think with the example we will be able to understand.
Yes, yes. You guys completed your CSS assignment?
I need to make.
Okay, just try to do it. Like you guys try to develop a portfolio project. Okay, I will give you this as assignment so that you can list it out whatever the projects you are doing. Okay, I will give you one assignment like till objects. I will give you some kind of problems so that you can do lot of practice. Okay, just now we learn about this nested object. You can give object inside to one more object. So now we are coming to this object methods and properties. Okay, till now we just understand the core logic of object. How can we create a object, how can we create a methods, and how can we create a nested object, and how can we modify the object, like we can add some property, we can remove some property, and we can update some property also. Okay, now the actual methods which is inbuilt. Okay, these are the inbuilt methods. So we have keys method also. What is key method will do? It will give you the all the listed out all the keys of your object which it contains. So you just have to give it like this. You have to use this object dot keys, and inside it you have to give the name of your object, that is your company. See, it is listing out all the keys which this object contains. It contains name key, address key, and this employees key. Okay, if you want to access the address key, address the object's keys, so you can give it like this: company dot address. Okay, so in this way you can list it out how many keys it contains, how many, like the names you can get it by using this dot keys method. Then we have dot values also. It will list it out all the values a object contains. So instead of here using these keys, you just have to use these values. So it will list it out whatever the values this address object contains. Okay, It is just listing out all the values only, not with keys. If you directly console this like this, suppose I'm just removing this, I console only the company. See, it is giving me the complete object with its keys and its values. Both it is giving. But I only want the keys, not the objects. So in that scenario, you can use this object dot keys method. Okay. Okay, so it will give only keys, and if you use values, it will give only values. If you directly console the object, it will give you complete thing, all the keys and all the values. So in that scenario, we use this keys and this values method. Returns array. If you use this entries method, it will give you the key value pair in array format. Entries. See, it is in the array format, right? So why we use entries? It will give all the key value pair in array format. So for that scenario, we use this entries keyword. So there are some more methods are there. You can try to like understand by yourself. Okay, just do it by yourself. Like we just give assign and this freeze. Let me show you freeze. If you make any object's value freeze, you can't update it. Okay, like just now we see how can we update the property, but if you make this as freeze, so you can't modify it, you can't update it, you just have to use this freeze keyword. Let me show you here. Object dot, here I am giving like let frozen, any variable name you can take, and let frozen. Here I am giving the object dot frozen freeze, you can give, and inside it I want to make this company object freeze. Company freeze. Okay, now I try to change its value like company dot name. I want to change the name of my company. So here I am giving it like this, ABCD. Okay, now I am trying to console this company object. Let's see it here. See, it is still showing me the previous one. Why it is still showing me the previous one? Because I make this object completely freeze, so no anyone can change its properties. So in that scenario, we use this freeze method. Okay, construction, functions, and classes. Okay, as I told you, we can create object. There are different ways are there to create a object. First one is, this is a simple way, right? You just have to use this curly bracket. This is the object literal way. Okay, the way we are using to create a object, we call this as object literal way. So we have some more ways also to create a object. We have classes also to create a object. We can use constructors also for to create a object. Let me show you this one. This we mostly use classes only. Let me show you the classes first. The thing we are mostly use, I will show you that one first. Okay, just see it. I use class keyword, and here I am giving the name of my like object, that is person, and it must be in uppercase. The first letter must be uppercase. Okay, then I am using this curly brackets, and inside it I am taking one constructor here. Okay, constructor we use to create a object. So inside it I am giving the name and age. Like previously in previous example, I will show you. See, in previous example, this like this values are fixed, right? We can't change it. These are fixed values. If you want to change it, you must have to use this like you must have to update it using this company dot name. You can give the different value here, but at every call, at every time of calling my function, I want to change its value. For that purpose also we can use this class way. Okay, so just to create a object using the class way, you just have to give this class keyword. Then after it you have to give this name of your object. Then we are using this constructor. Inside it we are passing the different, like whatever the values, we can pass different values inside it. So here I'm giving this dot name, and whatever the name you want to give, you are passing, we are giving it here. Same with this, I'm using this greet. This is your function, right? I'm taking one function inside your object. So this is the like different way, right? Previously how we are doing, we are using colon for it. Like to create a function we are using one colon. But this is not a, like we are not using colon, we are using equal to. Just see the changes here is we are using equal to here instead of colon. And here also like we are previously using only comma, but here we are using the different symbol, right? So now I want to call this work object, right? So to call this object you must have to store its value inside one variable. So that is why we are using this person to, and this is your, we are creating a object using the constructor. So that is why we have to give this new and your object name, that is your person, and age and value, whatever you want to pass it. So suppose if I want to call this different person, like different way, so same way const person 3, giving something like new person, I'm passing Fatima, and age I'm giving 26. Okay, so now you can console it. Person 2, person 3. See, it is showing me the person 1, person like this person 2 and person 3 value, this Bob and 25, and this also Fatima and 26. You can call its a method also dot greet. Let me show you. Function greet, right? Let me call it, right? Okay, hi, I am Bob. Here we are calling its function, so that is why it is showing me that this one. Suppose here also if I call its method dot greet, it will show you hello, hi, I am Fatima. It will show you like this. See, so what's the benefit of using it? See, this is not a fixed values, right? You can change these values. Here we are just creating a structure, right? Why we use class, right? In class we create a some kind of blueprint, right? We just create a actual structure. We use object to use it, right? Object is an instance of class, right? We learn about this. What is class? Class is a blueprint. Here we are defining the complete structure. Okay, and we use object to give actual values inside it. Okay, so using it you can change its value. You just have to pass whatever the value you want to give. So inside it, suppose you want to give for some different way, like this dot, like education I am giving. So here I am just using this edu. Here you have to give for like education, and while calling also you must have to pass it. So here I am giving masters, and here also I am suppose giving engineering. So inside this methods also you can call it. You can inside this method also this dot name, inside instead of name I am giving using education. Hi, I pursued. Okay, let's see it. See, I pursued master, I pursued engineering. Okay, so this is the more effective way, right? We are not giving the fixed values. We can change the values as per our needs. You just have to like create one object here just by passing different values inside it. Like we are how we pass the arguments, it will take this arguments in this structure. Okay, anyone having any doubt in this way how we create an object using this class keyword?
No.
Okay, what about others? Like, are you having any doubt? Okay guys, I know this needs some kind of practice, right? If you guys do practice very well, you understand it more clearly. I will give you some practice set, whatever the concept we have learned till now. I will give you some practice set and try to do it by yourself. If you are having any doubt, you can ask me. Okay, like we have some time. I will tell you one concept. As I told you, we will learn about this after completing functions, right? I will tell you about this block scope and function scope, right? When we are learning about this variables, we have three keywords: var, let and const. I tell you about there is a scope is there. We have block scope, we have function scope. So what is the meaning of it? Let me show you here. Right, we just keep that topic on hold. I told you we will learn about that after completing functions. So now we have done with our functions, right? So now I'm creating one function, let a equals to 10. Okay, so when I'm creating a variable, I'm giving some value 10. When I'm creating a variable that is outside of your function, we call this kind of variable as a global variable. Okay, this is your global scope. Global variable means you can access this variable anywhere. Suppose inside this if also you can access it. If I'm giving true, always true. So now I'm giving console.log a. Let me show you this one. See, I can access this a because this is a global variable, because this is outside of any block or any function. So this is your global variable. What if I am giving this inside this if block, and I am removing this from here also? See, I can access this till here also. But what if I am giving this inside another if true? Okay, console.log first if. See, here I am not using this a variable. Instead of it, I am using this a variable here. Can anyone tell me this a variable will be printed out here or not?
I think it will not run. I think it will not.
Yeah, it will
काम
not.
नहीं करे.
Yeah, it will not run. I will show you the output. Okay, see, it is giving me some kind of error. Why it is giving me error? Because this is a let keyword is a functional scope keyword, like a block scope, like functional scope only, right? I will show you the definitions from here. Let, where is let? Yeah, so let is your block scope. Okay, block scope keyword. So you can access the variable let variable inside the block only. So here we are done with one block, right? This one curly brackets, this is your curly brackets. So this a variable is accessible only inside this only inside this block of code. We can access this a variable inside this block of code. You can't access this a variable outside of it. Suppose if I am giving a bar here, with var also it will be not accessible, I think. Maybe right. So it is accessible. Okay, so in the case of var, just see it. Var is your function scope. Where is var? Yeah, okay. Var is your function scope variable, so that is why it is accessible here. Okay, when I use this let here, as I told you, let keyword is accessible only inside this block of code. When I am trying to console this a outside of this block, it is giving me some error. But the same way I am doing with var keyword, it is not giving me any error. It is showing me the output. because the var is accessible inside your block also, outside of your block also. It is a function scope. So this is the difference between the block scope and the function scope. I will remove it. I will show you the function also. Here I'm creating one function. Suppose I'm giving something add, creating one function. Then here I'm creating one variable, let a equals to 10. Just you guys try to give me the answers. Now inside this function I'm creating if block, and now I'm trying to console this a. Can anyone tell me? Okay, if here I'm giving true, here I'm giving always the true condition. If this will console this a or not?
It will console, ma'am.
Yeah, it will console. Okay, we are not calling this function. Yeah, it is calling this. Why it is calling this? Because see, this is like we are moving to the closure part. It is little bit like advanced topic, but for this variable the block is not completely like completed, right? I tell you about if this let keyword have the block scope, like block scope. Okay, so for this the block is not completed. It is starting but it is ending here, and before ending only I am trying to access it. So that is why it is showing me the output. Okay, so suppose if I am trying to access this a here, it will show me the a here or not? Anyone?
No, ma'am. It will throw an error.
Yeah, it will throw one kind of error, because see, the block is completed here, right? The block is completed from here to here, the block is completed, so that is why it will give you error. Yeah, so suppose what if if I am giving this inside this if block, okay, it will show you this output, but when I am trying to console this here, did it will print or not? Not inside it.
It will throw an error.
Yes, let me keep it here below it. Yeah, what about this one?
I think it will give one.
It will give
Error.
No,
Error.
no,
yes.
Huh?
Let me show you the output. Okay, here I am giving let's suppose I am giving outside. Yes, it is outside of function. Okay, see, it is giving me error. Why it is giving me the error? Because as we know, as I told you, this let keyword is a block scope. Here for this a, the block is completed here, right? For this a, the block is completed. How can it be accessible outside of this block? Instead of this let, if I am giving var here, can anyone tell me it will accessible or not?
Yeah, it will accessible, ma'am.
It works, ma'am. Last
Yeah,
time it worked.
it works. I will show you. Yeah, it will work. Why it is working? Because here I am using the var keyword. Var is accessible, like it is a block, it is a function scope. Okay, for this function is completed here, right? For var the function scope is completed here, so that is why we are calling this a inside of function only, so that is why it is accessible. But when we are using the let keyword, as I know let is a block scope, for this block is done here, this is your block, right? Block is completed here, so that is why it is showing the error here. When I am trying to console it here, it is showing me the error. So this is the difference. Var is your function scope and let is your block scope. Function scope means your function, when you are closing this brackets, curly brackets, the function scope will be completed here. Okay, and the let is a block scope means your block is ended here, so it will be accessible till now. Okay, any doubt in this?
No.
Okay, just just make sure you have a clear idea about what is block scope, what is function scope. Okay guys, I will give you one assignment so that you can do some practice. So that's all for today's session. Thank you guys. I'm going to end this session.
Thank you.